Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
I am not an animal!
Dad, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
The ice is gonna break! I am not a human being! I am an animal!
And I'm sorry you can't do this. I really am, because I wouldn't have to fucking sit here and watch you fumble around and fuck it up.
I am Shiva, the god of death.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
But for me, it was Tuesday.
And you have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone.
I don't know if I need Jackson here to start this episode, but I'm tempted to just go ahead and say welcome to the.
Well, hey, we're down two people who were supposed to be here, so that's
Boy.
fuck it. Let's just start it.
Boy, I know you ain't making jokes about me not being here at the start of the episode with just 40 minutes late, ass.
You ain't Clark Gregg.
Oh shit!
You ain't Clark Gregg.
I'm Chuck Muckle, bitch.
I may be Tim Blake Nelson deep down inside, but you ain't gonna fucking tell me that I ain't doing the job right. Somebody else is coming in and fucking up my shit.
God.
They took the seat away from me. They took the stakes out. They added snakes.
A bulldozer, a bulldozer, a Rottweiler, till I make a hoot.
I can't
what?
wait to talk about that one.
That's what we're starting with, because welcome to the 3 for 3 podcast. My name is Samuel Holler. I'm joined today by two gracious fucking people who dealt with my late ass because I was trying to get something for the podcast that ended up being ready, and I thought I was getting delivered to my house, but it was not, so I had to leave right when we were recording. I'm joined by Matthew Patterson. I'm joined by Jackson Workman. Y'all are both awesome people. I hope you're all doing well.
Le bon.
I am doing very well, sir.
I don't know what accent you're trying to do, but I'm going to roll with it.
I believe that's one of the movies we're talking about today, isn't it? Unless I'm mistaken. Oh, no, that's not. That was last time. God damn.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Now you're having the memory issues, Jackson.
Yeah,
You
no,
passed
I'm catching the memory issues. Shit.
We're all about this podcast is going to give us all Alzheimer's.
It's really because you carried on the Mark Harmon from the other episode, and then we recorded that episode, and it's been a while. So then now you're bringing the energy from that episode.
I got my episodes backwards. I'm Jonathan Price in the Thursday Murder Club. Shout out. That movie's great.
The fucking best part about that movie.
Absolutely. Best part of every movie he's in.
True. Except for Plowman Lunch, I'd say.
Well, yeah.
The best part about that.
Fair enough.
But we got 3 movies. They weren't originally the 3 movies we were supposed to have, but they are the 3 movies we got. And what else do you have when you have nothing? Well, apparently you're supposed to have fucking family, but you don't, because your family betrayed you. And my pick this week, Find Me Guilty. Sidney Lumet, the end-all be-all of goated fucking directors, right before he made his last masterpiece, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, or whatever the fuck that movie's called, made a very personal film. A personal film that is not his best, it's not his worst, it just exists. But there is so much heart in this film that you just succumb, and you become a part of the mob, and you join fucking Vin Diesel. I almost said Vincent D'Onofrio. I don't know why. I think it's because one of y'all texted me about Vincent D'Onofrio recently.
It was my review.
Yeah, it was your review. That's what it was. God damn. What do I look like, y'all? What do I look like doing this? Minus the brown face that I was told I should
Making
do.
me fucking hungry.
I'm not doing. Just
Told
because I
by
have
who?
dark hair, just because I'm eating pizza, just because I'm a white man that's a little on the chunkier side, doesn't mean I'm fucking Italian, okay? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Find me guilty.
Because you were talking with your hands.
Because I'm talking with
your
my
hands.
fucking hands. And I'm
Well, let me
talking
ask
about
you a question.
family.
Let me ask you a question, Sam. If you went into an Irish bar and said, "How do I know they're Irish? Because they were fucking drinking," or whatever the fuck he says, how would you know then?
Oh,
I didn't
I
get that
know
right.
because they'd
You
have
know what?
red
Let me ask you both a question. If you both aren't gay, then why'd you ask to suck my dick?
Nick. Fucking find me guilty. Vin Diesel, based on a true story, is a mobster, doesn't do anything wrong, ends up in fucking jail, fucking catches the charges, fucking
Everybody likes him.
himself. Everybody likes him, except for, even though I genuinely think Peter Dinklage thinks he's the best person there, I think Peter Dinklage deep down still doesn't like him.
But I think by the end he liked him.
By the end, but he was
He's calling him
inspired
in
by
jail.
Peter Dinklage's thing, so I think Peter Dinklage was like, "Bitch, you fucking stole my fucking show." Anyway, this movie is, like I said, it's not his best, it's not his worst, but it's a fucking good ride, and you get sucked in, you're in there for the trial, and then you want them to win, but you don't want everybody to win, and of course, lo and behold, he's such a good fucking self-defender that he gets everyone off. And so,
Hey, you know what? Vin Diesel's used to getting everyone off.
that bald head is actually a penis, just to let you know. And he doesn't have the bald head in this. And that's because the hair supports the shaft in this. He gets shot numerous times in the fucking neck and body, and that shit's fucking crazy. His cousins.
I always knew Vin Diesel's neck was fucking thick. I didn't think it was that thick.
That thick that he could survive a shot to the fucking throat. Well, it was more so like down here,
clavicle.
Like,
yeah,
it's still, he gets shot, and that's how this thing starts. Is he gets fucking brutally attacked
by his cousin.
And his cousin was on every witch drug you could possibly imagine, and
Literally.
So his testimony ain't fucking worth shit. He just shot him because he shot him. That's why you don't know if Vin Diesel was the person, even though he did coke. He admitted he did coke. He never admitted to the other.
That doesn't mean you should be shot.
That doesn't mean he should be shot, and it doesn't mean his cousin should fucking hate him. Let me know what y'all think about this movie. Find me guilty. I'm glad I watched it. It was on my bucket list for years, and I'm happy I saw it. So that's mainly where I'm coming from. So.
Oh, I found this movie guilty of being mediocre, but not in a bad way, just in the way that it was like, again, like I would have said about all three of these movies until we get to Materialists. It's a very straight line for me. I like started it, it hit that one mark and did not go up, down, in the middle. It just stayed there stagnant. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I think there's merits to it. Peter Dinklage is amazing. I've seen him in so much recently. The fact that he's like been in so much
Toxic
is
Avengers,
great.
that, and Dexter Resurrection. So,
and he's got the he's got that new Channing Tatum movie coming out.
Roofman.
Yep, that I'm gonna see.
That. I'm excited for
And
it.
yeah.
You haven't heard of that at all? That's Derek France's new movie.
Yep. Channing Tatum and a bunch of other people, Kirsten Dunst and
Blue Valentine and Place Beyond the Pines guy.
Okay. I'm not.
And it's set in Charlotte.
Pines, so
it's his first movie in like 10 years. So
yeah, I'm hyped for it.
Beyond the Pines,
so yeah, Peter Dinklage has been in a bunch recently, and seeing this again has been being like awesome because he is so good. He really holds his own. Everyone holds their own. Vin Diesel does a really great job. All the side characters, like everyone who gets called up to the fucking stand. Derek Lombardzi, I think is his name. He was great. I think
Silver as the judge was fucking weird.
So good weird. Though. And the fact that 90% of it was apparently I didn't look this up to see if this was true, but what they state is based on true court quotes is kind of nuts. So I gave it that. By the end of the movie, I was like, okay, it ended. I've seen it. I don't think I'll think about this much more often. And I did not think about it until today. So that was where I'm at. How do you feel, Jackson?
If you have anything to say against the family, Matt, just know we're coming for you.
Depends on which family.
That's
I got family.
That's the thing, is it doesn't matter what movie Vin Diesel is in. He's always talking about the family. Love that family. But I see why Sidney Lumet cast him in this. He's a man who cares about family. But I gotta say, I'm a little surprised. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be, because of who directed this movie. I'm a little surprised that it seems like I'm the one who enjoyed this one the most.
I think you did. But hey, I thought this was the Rico act, not the Puerto Rican act.
I genuinely fucking loved this. I really, really loved it. I thought it was.
I'm glad.
From start to finish, I thought this was a fucking blast. I didn't know what to expect. I knew this was one of Lumet's lesser known movies, so I was kind of expecting it to be more. I mean, I have yet to see a bad movie from him. Daniel was mixed, but not bad. That's the only one I've seen that I had even mixed feelings on. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised that I liked it so much just because he directed it and I love everything he does.
He puts his whole fucking pussy in that shit.
His whole right hand.
No fucking question. Yeah. This is a well-made movie that has the best part about it is the direction, I think.
Oh yeah, no, it's like I could acknowledge it was super well made. It just I don't know what was maybe it was the color palette
you weren't sitting in your favorite chair. You couldn't relax because you weren't in your favorite chair. They took it away from you.
Yeah, they fucking but he genuinely, and this is also cool. We're hearkening as we get closer. I think this is the last episode before the 1-year anniversary special. So as we're hearkening closer to that, we're going back to our roots. We started this podcast with a Sidney Lumet movie, so
and Paul Schrader. And last week we had Paul Schrader.
Yeah, so I can't.
And maybe Peter Hedges.
I can't. Yeah, we were going to have Peter Hedges back on, but things changed. But hopefully we'll have him back again at some point because I still want to talk about that one. But yeah, no, I mean, I can't believe it's taken us this long to have another Lumet movie on the show. And seriously, I thought the direction was, I mean, of course, I mean, it's Sidney Lumet, it's going to be well directed. Direction was fantastic. The writing was so great. And like you said, Matt, the fact that this was, all of the courtroom scenes were taken from the court transcripts. And I'm sure they like edited it down to make it briefer and all
took
that.
liberty, but that's fine.
Words, that dialogue is still real. Like they took it from the actual transcripts. So I'm like, that's fucking crazy. You wouldn't think that would be doable, or else more movies would do that. And I just gotta say, I liked the story. I liked the character. I thought it was like
Ash appeared.
Rip to the late Jerry Adler. Rip to the fucking late Jerry Adler. Rest in fucking peace. Who had like 2 scenes in this movie as the lawyer.
The OG lawyer.
That's right. And I liked the whole concept of this was the longest trial in American history. It lasted for 21 months, and it was this giant thing where like an entire crime family was put on trial. But we're gonna focus on this one fucking schlub and like how it affected him. I really liked that angle, especially since he was the one who got them all exonerated just by being charming. I'm like, what a fascinating story. And I just gotta say something. This was the first time I have ever genuinely seen, I didn't think this was possible. This is the first time I've ever seen Vin Diesel give like a great performance in something.
Oh, no.
I mean, like, he's been...
other than Saving Private Ryan, I would agree with you.
Okay, he was... Yeah, that too. So, he fucking... Vin Diesel gets to be a lot of things he's never gotten to be before. Because it's the only time I've ever really seen where he's not just kind of playing a version of himself. Like, he's not Dom Toretto. He gets to be funny. He gets to be charming. He gets to be serious. He gets to be emotional. He gets to be just... He gets to show so many different shades that he's never shown before, and he really just, I think it's truly a great performance, which you're not used to. Not that he's a bad actor by any means, but just not a very versatile actor. Like when I think great actor, I don't think Vin Diesel, but here, I really think he gave a great performance.
You brought Michael Caine out of retirement.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for saying that.
Apparently.
I was about to say we
fucking-
brought this back and we did this, by the way, for the podcast. We did this. We brought back Michael Caine.
I guess so.
They've known each other for over 30 years, and like when Michael Caine became wheelchair bound, Vin Diesel was the dude who would wheelchair him places. And so like I know they have a wonderful friendship, so
Because I was gonna say, like, fucking, he wouldn't come back for Oppenheimer or anything like that, but he's coming back for the last Witch Hunter
2.
like, of all things. But God bless him. But yeah, I don't know. Again, like I said, the angle was interesting on the story. The direction was great. Oh my God, the fucking performances. Peter Dinklage was great. Ron Silver was fucking outstanding as the judge. Linus Roach is one of the most hateable fucking characters I've seen in a while as the goddamn prosecutor. That shit was just every.
I love what they said is like he's here to win. He's not here to get justice. He's here to win. And that really is what broke the foundation of what his argument was. He solely was there to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, again, that because that's a real guy. I mean, like that person he was playing, like that is a real fucking prosecutor. Like just a completely smarmy, just is supposed to be interested in serving justice, but is really just a vindictive, just malicious piece of shit.
Low key though, one of the hardest lines was him saying, "Keep your name out of my keep my name out of your fucking mouth."
Yeah.
We know now where Will Smith got it from.
Yeah, I was like, God, true.
Will Smith wishes he was as fucking suave as that fuck.
Right, like the biggest slap in the face is throwing a man's pasta away.
Did you just say after we got done talking about Will Smith? Did you just say slap in the face?
Yes.
Yeah.
A perfect transition if I've ever seen one.
But I'll be your Italian man if y'all want to persecute me for folding my pizza, because that's how I eat my pizza.
Well, don't talk with your hands, you fucking wop shit piece of fucking garbage.
You just made Sam choke almost. Oh my God.
Just like fucking Born Losers, this movie has no holds barred in terms of fucking offensive ass shit that they say of people.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. And he's like, "You suck dick for coke." And he's like, "Well, yeah, but what did you do for coke?" And then it's just like, "Well, shit, yeah, you're fucking worse than him." Even though that's not bad. Gay people aren't bad, but they make it seem like that.
I mean, you don't suck. Are you sucking dick for love? Or are you sucking dick for the game? Or are you sucking dick for coke?
Vin Diesel did it for the game, not the coke.
Yep.
That his cousin did it for the coke.
And nobody did it for the love.
Nobody does it for the love when it comes to the Italian mob.
Nope.
Oh my God. But and then I fucking speaking of that line, Alex Rocco second appearance after the stuntman was fucking so hateable as well. Just like all he wants to do is just eat with the boys. And he's just like, "I'll cut your fucking heart out if you say my name again," or whatever. Like
he was the only person I genuinely wanted him to be found guilty, and everyone else.
Yeah,
like I wanted him to go to jail.
Fun fact: I read afterwards that in real life his character became a fucking rat, an informant. So he's So and he says it. There's a scene where he's like, "Yeah, fucking like." I'll rat on everybody if it avoids like 30 years in jail or whatever.
Sorry to interject, but that literally reminds me of the scene where they all stand up one by one, and I'm like, that was I am Spartacus moment, because they're like, I ain't no fucking rat. Yeah. We have codes, and we hold them to the highest standards.
It's one of those weird moments in things where like. In real life, you would not be rooting for these guys, but because it's a movie, you just love these guys. Like, they're saying like, we're all criminals, we're murderers, we're drug dealers, we're all these things, and we're refusing to, testify or come clean about that. In real life, you wouldn't cheer for that, but because it's a movie, I was like, "Fuck yes! No, don't rat on the code!" It's so funny how it works. But
I don't know. This movie was kind of depressing for me a little bit. because I realized I had to rename my Jared Fogle biopic.
What?
Very depressing.
Okay.
Yeah. They did find him guilty.
But he was pretty charming, so
Yeah.
there was a whole court thing too.
Very true.
And he also
Very
shit
true.
with a blanket over his toilet.
I want to shout out fucking Annabella Sciorra, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jungle
Mhm.
Fever, but that's one of the only other movies that I know she was in, other than the show Tulsa King, which I've seen a few episodes of, and she's really good in that. She was great in this.
It was so funny because when she showed up, I was like, now this movie feels complete. You can't have a 90s or 2000s like Italian-centric movie without her being in it somewhere. She just is in goddamn every one of them from that time period. But and just like I don't know, kind
But
of
also
low budget
so fucked up that
movies.
scene where they're like rekindling, and then the cops fucking come in and then make her feel like she's exposed
know.
and vulnerable
They-
to them. And
they
then
not
just,
only-
And he was like, "You watching the whole time?"
yeah, like
Not only
they
not
are
only
no
that,
better
but
than anyone.
when he fucking goes, the one cop walks up to her and goes, like, "You want me to finish the job, sweetheart," or whatever he says. I was like, "Damn,
That shit was
I
wild.
fucking suck." Yeah, and she, yeah, it's
She didn't
always
get
like
this up.
if it's a New York set or like Italian centric movie, she's got to be there. Would you say?
I can put my
I
D
said she didn't get to suck.
I can put my D in her Norcio.
Hey,
Oh my
you know,
goodness.
it's funny. Her name in the credits was Right Hand, and I was wondering why.
Oh,
That was a fucking wild ass line too.
I literally, I swear to
the only
God,
pussy
I
got
was
in my
half paying
hand.
attention during that monologue, and then he said that, and my attention just got like shot to the screen. I just went, "What the fuck?"
My only
But-
pussy is my right hand.
When he says it too, is like,
My man's eating spam, and he's not even fucking getting to feel like a normal person. He has to go back to the fucking jail to eat, and then come back to the courthouse. Like
he could have fucked the
That's
spam.
he probably
He
could.
could have.
Yeah,
He could have.
but would that be very Italian of him?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
would
I was
say-
like,
I would
you know,
say no. I would say no.
I don't know. Those
Or-
Italians are
or,
dirty fuckers.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do when you're in the joint, when you're in the canyon.
Exactly. And when you
What I'm
don't got your fucking jacking off chair, you gotta fall asleep with a bad back.
I'm telling you. I'm telling
We're
you.
gonna get to some later episodes about that too.
I do have to say, though.
Jerking off in your favorite chair or going to sleep with a bad back.
Fucking spam because you're in prison.
Oh, fair. Okay.
I just wanted to bring up that shot where they're all celebrating the victory, like outside the courthouse, and they're all happy, and they just like
And then
walk right
Ash
past
comes
him,
back.
being like, hey, thanks, man, and they just all leave, and he just has to get in the fucking truck and go back to prison. And I'm
Prison,
just
yeah.
like, damn,
But they all
he's the
love
one
him
that got
though.
them to victory.
He's
He
like
doesn't-
Sally Field in prison.
Say what?
He's like Sally Field in prison.
Yeah.
Because literally, he gets in there. He's like, they all love me. I swear to God, I was like, is he Sally Field or some shit? They all really love me.
I love this shot though of the side of the courthouse. All of them are walking out down the steps, and Hesh comes up from the side, and is just like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "Fuck you," because you were the worst lawyer he had ever had.
Ever.
$60,000 for you to get my chair stolen? Like fucking Christ!
When he fucking attacked him in the elevator for stealing his chair, that was fucking insane. Like, he got so fucking mad in that scene. Again, like, his rage
I love
was
that scene though.
real. Yeah.
And I love how all of them were like, "You can't do it here. Like, you can't do this. Otherwise, he has you for rights." And it's
Yeah.
like, well, damn. Now you gotta beat him in court, so that way when he's outside in the open, you can fucking mail him an IKEA chair that's broken
That he has to put together.
that he has to put together because he can't fucking build shit because he's a shit prosecutor. He can't build a case, so he can't build a fucking chair.
I mean, do you think an Italian knows how to read Swedish? Those fucking idiots. Sorry, I'm trying to make
I
somebody
don't
mad
think the
this
lawyer was
episode.
Italian,
I
but
feel like I
okay.
have to offend somebody an episode, and I'm going for Italians. I was gonna call him Robert De Niro in Once Upon a Time in America, hitting the opium dens.
Or Michael Caine in fucking Quiet American.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, he was
he's
British.
got quite a
British,
bit of
but hitting that opium den
But he's not
nonetheless.
Italian. Robert De Niro was Italian.
He was hitting that opium den, and he was hitting the opium den. If you catch my fucking drift, and I hope you do, because chasing Fong was really fucking putting yourself in that opium den. If I may be honest.
Yeah.
Jason Fwong or Jason Tang?
Yes, to both.
Matt, I need to stop this real quick and say I cannot wait for fucking Hoot, because there is a joke you had on this podcast that I'm about to fucking bring full circle.
Oh god.
I cannot wait.
And that just reminded me of it. And it reminded me of the fact that I need to say it. So
Sweet.
Well,
but I'm glad you
Are
really
we rounded out on Find Me Guilty?
I guess
Who did we
so.
find guilty?
I just want to put it out there that once again, another underrated gem we've discovered on the podcast. I really liked it a lot. Lumet doesn't miss for me. Daniel was the closest that he ever came to missing, and even then, that wasn't a bad movie by any means. It was just very mixed. This one, genuinely, I would say I would put it like, not low on my list of his movies. Like, I would put it higher than a lot of people probably would. I thought it was just all around, just great production. The man just knew how to make movies. Like, he was really fucking locked in on this one. And
fucking Jonathan Tunick did great on the music. Like, the only other thing I can think of is Sweeney Todd, and like I love the music from that. So
yeah, and just all around fucking Rule Esparza also was really great as the drug addicted. That was one of the funniest fucking parts in the movie when he literally, Peter Dinklage is like, here, I'm gonna list off pretty much every drug that exists, and you just tell me which one you're not on. You check every single one off.
like, hey man, I was in a hard time, and it's like that doesn't fucking excuse the fact that you're on 15 different fucking drugs.
Yeah, this is so goddamn funny. But
And I do need to clarify the beginning when he's on the phone. Obviously, that's to the other fucking dude that was like, if you fucking mention my name, I'm gonna kill anyone that says it. But did you believe the cousin? Like, because when he said, I don't think you love me, and you can see in Vin Diesel's face, it's like, well, then I have nothing to ever fucking say to you ever again. And the whole thing where when he got shot, he was like, why would you do this to me? I love you. And that, like, I want to know what is that moment where he creates this story that is like, oh, my cousin fucking betrayed me, didn't treat me like well, but Vin Diesel had a different perspective.
That's how they think. That's how addicts think. Like, everything is everybody else's.
Yeah.
They can't take responsibility for their own shit. So that's
kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah, like that's where that came from. And because again, it's like, if you take responsibility for your shit, then it means you need to get help, and you don't want to get help. You want to just keep fucking doing drugs, So it's
that's why I love the part where he was like, you ever done coke? And I was like, I don't know. Does anyone here have any? And I'm just like, hell yeah. He never denied that.
Tosses him a bag.
One thing I have to, you brought him up, Matt, Dominic Lombardozzi. He only had a small part, but he was a standout to me. His scene where he and Vin Diesel are going back and forth. I don't know, that was one of like those moments where Vin Diesel really impressed me, where he was like, he was a fucking addict! Like, you got him killed and shit. That scene was just really, you could feel the emotion, and there was just a lot going on there that I really liked. Like, and the I don't know, just the image of like, this dude who looks and sounds a lot like, he could be one of the boys, is a federal agent, and I'm sure Vin Diesel and a lot of the other mobsters on trial probably resented him for that. You can kind of feel that tension in the room, and it was just like, I don't know, there were so many interesting things going on here. I really liked, and Lumet, I love him. He can't help himself. Like, he's got to get an element of like a social message in there somewhere. Like the whole part where he's talking to the one cop about like, so you just assumed we were all Italians, and like going on about that whole thing and stuff. I was like, he
That
can't
dude
help
is
himself.
so fucking good. The dude who was the cop, because I've only ever seen him in Ray Donovan, I think, other than this, and oh, The Irishman. He was in The Irishman for a little bit,
Yeah.
and he sells that performance. And it's like everyone's doing their fucking job, and that's where it builds to like a very well made movie.
He's an Entourage too.
Oh shit, I don't remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's been in a
We're talking
bunch
about
of
Dominic Lombardi still, right?
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's an Entourage, and he is actually really. He's one of my favorite parts about that show.
But I do
He
I
was
do want to
also
stress.
he was in Public Enemies as well, and he had like a great.
I don't remember
remember him?
Fucking-
at all.
He was
I
the
want to
one
pick that
who
one day.
he was interrogating Marion Cotillard, and he had like a big
Huh.
scene where he's like grilling her and beating the shit out of her and like smacking her in the face and everything. So, but
I do want to. I do find it interesting though. Sidney Lumet cast everyone in this movie down to the extras. But
He did, yeah.
the fact that the OG Jackie DiNorsio was like, I want Vin Diesel to play me, and then died before getting to see the performance is
That was so sad.
So sad to me. But at least he has this movie to honor his memory, because he, say what you will about who he was, he fought for himself. He did these things that nobody was.
He was an
able to
honest person.
do.
He was at least like a stand-up guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
completely.
absolutely. And the character in the movie is very likable. I mean, he does and says a few things here and there, that, aren't great, but like overall, he's a likable dude. You can tell he just cares about his friends and his family and everything. He cares about the boys and all that. And again, just the fact that because again, those are real court transcripts. The fact that he literally was willing to just go to jail himself just so his friends could be free. I mean, you got to respect somebody like that on some level,
Completely.
Like, so
Yeah.
I also just want to say, like, my last thought is just something I always admire about Lumet is he's one of those directors, who just had this way with his actors. Every movie I've ever seen from him, he just is able to get the absolute fucking best out of his actors. Whoever has been in his films, the films of his that they're in rank among their best performances. And I could definitely say that about Vin Diesel. I can definitely say that about, fucking Peter Dinklage and Ron Silver. Who I feel we haven't talked about enough yet. Ron Silver was
so
amazing.
good.
Amazing.
And I've never really seen Ron Silver in a stagnant role, but like his whole role, he was sitting. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're right. Almost every scene he was in, he was sitting down. Yeah.
Except for the scene that was in his chambers, which he was drinking and still sitting. He just love his drink.
I love the scene though, because again, just such a great through line where he fucking is so mad at Vin Diesel at the beginning for so much of the trial and is getting ready to hold him in contempt and everything. But the way that he endears himself to him when his mom dies, and he just sits him down in his office and is like, Jackie,
so crushing.
Need a drink. He levels with him on like a human level, It's really kind of moving seeing.
I think that was the most emotional, like heartfelt moment in the movie that I gravitated towards, was him not being able to go to his mother's funeral. And it's like,
yeah, that was.
Even if you're a fucking prisoner, you have basic rights, and that is something that I'm just like, being in a different county than where you're persecuted or where you lived is just, that must be so hard. I can't imagine the hardship that he went through knowing that his mother was dead and couldn't.
And they probably could have let him out, but they didn't because they were dicks,
Yeah.
And they just had no regard for him. And I love that too, how when his wife comes to visit, she's like, she's your mother. Like, what do you mean they're not going to let you out? Like, they just can't understand how anyone would do something like that, And he's just like, well, still, I can't go, So, yeah, again, it's just, and even her too, even though she was only in that one scene, she was fucking fantastic. Like,
killed it.
The two of them one-on-one were very, very, very good together. And I just love it because, again, like, yeah, it's always a joy when she shows up and stuff, Annabella Shora. But yeah, so great movie. I'm very glad you suggested it, Sam.
The second I saw it was streaming somewhere, I was like, I've been waiting to watch this movie for 5+ years. I'm picking this for the fucking
Because it was, I got it wrong earlier. I guess that it wasn't Matt's pick. It's still yours. But I'm happy that because I remember because the reason we had that whole confusion was because you were going to switch to Timothy Green, and I was like, I really want to see that. Like, if you can find a way to still get it on. So I'm glad we made that work because, I really when you suggested it, I was like, I'll take Lumet anytime, anywhere. I really wanted to see that, and I'm glad we did because.
So Jackson, would you say that this movie was a hoot?
I would indeed, and I need to do a costume change.
I'm gonna find you guilty, Sam, of a shitty pun.
I'm sorry. It doesn't fucking matter. My pun for this movie is coming, and it's gonna be bad too. But I am standing my ground. It's coming on Mullet, specifically on his wound.
You like twinks?
By wound.
You like underage? You like underage twinks, Sam?
No, I got a snake that doesn't like dogs, so I fucking hey.
I got my Jimmy Buffett.
Going to Margaritaville.
That's right, baby. If we're doing Hoot, that's where we going is Margaritaville.
I got my Jimmy Buffett
really
record, and then I also got my Jimmy Buffett.
Damn.
Which is the same. It's the same. It's the record, or the poster of the record.
We repping it today.
Jackson, I'm about to cut you off, but introduce our second movie of this week, if you don't mind. But I will fucking interject at some point.
I'm eager to see what you have planned. So, my friends, my pick this week is the Hoot. Because it is the movie Hoot. 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 I don't know how many people at this point, because it's been a while since we last mentioned it, even remember that I was building this up quite a bit at the beginning of the season. But
back in the fucking childhood special.
This is a childhood classic of mine. This was my first time seeing it in many, many years. It is a film. My friends, what I want you to do is picture this. You're Logan Lerman.
Excuse you, what's his name?
Logan. Dylan O'Brien? Sorry,
I believe his name is Ling Ho, you fuck. His name is Ling Ho. And you will respect
No, his name is Cowgirl, bitch.
Ho.
His name is Cowgirl.
His nickname's Cowgirl, but his name's Ling Ho. And you know at least where I'm coming from with this, unlike Matt with King Ding, because Ling Ho fucking matters in this fucking movie. He looks up when they say his name. He literally looks up while mopping. He's like, who called me?
We have King Ding and Ling Ho. All kinds
and Chasing Fong. Don't forget
Chasing Fong. All kinds of Asian representation on this podcast.
Woo! But, it's not the good representation. I'll take
wait till we get to the Jackie Chan Bruce Lee Jet Li special. That'll be the episode that finally gets us canceled.
Hot and bothered.
But yes, you're Logan Lerman. However, you are not a gamer. Not this time. You are, however, from Montana, and you move from Montana.
He actually wasn't from Montana. I'm sorry. He moved to Montana, found out he loved it, and then got taken away. I just need to clarify that too. That is the first line of the movie, is that my dad took me to the place that I didn't want to go to, and then I grew to love Montana.
You'd think I'd remember that, but I sure don't after all these years. I'll take your word for
either way, the last fucking place you want to end up is in fucking Western Florida. Like, god damn. Like, those people... This movie triggered me. Sorry. Moving to Florida against my will, this movie triggered me.
No, yeah, I was definitely thinking about that while I was watching it. But, yeah, so you are from, but not really from, Montana. And you love riding on horses and you love doing all that shit. But then one day, your parents, one of whom works with the Justice Department, moves you to fucking Florida. And you move to this town, and you're fucking getting bullied at school, and you're on the school bus, and who do you see? Speaking of Montana, who do you see? Why, none other than Hannah Montana's boyfriend, Cody Lindley,
I didn't
Fucking
know who
running
that
by
was.
the. Yeah, baby.
That's crazy.
That's Jake. That's my boy Jake. And he fucking. But not in this movie. Not in this movie. He's mullet fingers.
But that's where this was a childhood movie.
We're just horny young men.
I was deeply attracted to Brie Larson in this movie. Hindsight,
I never saw this
she was
movie.
a fucking bitch. But
Just like in real life. But anyway, yeah,
I was about to say, I was gonna say if we had done On Life of Timothy Green, this would be the second fucking movie where the girl's a stupid bitch and kind of a bully, and you still are meant to like her.
Damn.
I did not get that from Timothy Green.
No, I meant I didn't mean to
okay.
say stupid bitch. I just was.
I thought
was
you were
going
talking
off.
about different things.
Anyway, so you're
We're talking
fucking-
about the same thing but different things.
the guy. He got mullet fingers and he's running and he sees this shit. And what is mullet fingers doing? He's trying to save some motherfucking owls because
The
you
owls are
see,
not what they seem.
oh no, not indeed. They are not what they seem, as the giant once said. And
They're the Harry Potter owls.
The owl. They're trying to get people Hogwarts messages. And they can't do this because they are
Because of
under
the
siege.
pancakes.
These owls.
Because of the fucking
These owls are under siege, not just from Mother Paula's pancakes, but from a
But for
returning
Tim
villain.
Blake Nelson.
Not just from Tim Blake Nelson, but from a returning villain from the season 1 premiere of this podcast, Mr.
Bald ass
Clark Egg.
Sorry, bald ass Clark Gregg.
Bald ass
Clark Egg.
Gregg. Chuck Muckle. That's right.
New
He wants to-
Adventures of Old Christine Ass.
He wants to
Such a good
destroy
film.
the owls and build his 100th pancake house over their habitat. And our young friends Logan Lerman and Mullet Fingers and his sister, Mullet Fingers' sister, Brie Larson, cannot fucking stand for this. Beatrice the Bear. And that's a fitting name because I normally cannot bear Brie Larson, period. But she's okay in this. So, it's all
Really?
good. Say what?
She is more annoying than she's ever been in my life. This rewatch, I was like, "Man, I fucking hate you." And then
I'm
she
looking
was
Yeah,
at
like,
I will say this. There was one point where I thought, oh, I see what the Avengers cast was going through.
Yep. I see what Don Cheadle and Chris Hemsworth were going through.
That look they gave her in that interview is like, I was like, I see it now.
Uh-huh. I absolutely see it.
she's
But,
not bad.
But hey,
I just genuinely think
Scott
she's the most-
Pilgrim still slaps, and that Black Sheep song still slaps.
And Room, but nevertheless. But yeah.
Most likable
so
character in the movie, though.
She
I wonder.
Again, I'm looking at it through the rose-colored childhood glasses. It didn't bother me as much as it probably did you guys, but anyway,
I didn't see it, so I can't have like Sam's seen it. I hadn't seen it.
oh, Sam did see. Yeah, I guess
I
he
got
saw it.
zero like childhood memory for this.
It was.
I
one
did
of
agree. I did kind of like. I could see how I would have liked it as a kid. I can see. I could.
I
Like,
literally, as a child, I was like,
I could see that.
blonde girl with glasses. I bump into her on the bus, and she wants to take me away to go on an adventure that's greater than my own life. Hell yeah! This is
Exactly.
That's kinda
fuck
Yeah.
you.
I
The
mean, no,
brother
yeah.
with the actual
I was like, I could
crisis
see how I
story.
would have liked this as a
I'm
kid.
still
Logan
kind of
Lerman-
looking at it through that lens. You
Ling
know?
Ho was attracted to the brother, not her. Okay, he wanted them bare feet in his mouth.
He said, "I'm a cowgirl. Call me Hannah Montana, bitch. I'll get with you right now."
Last time we
but
some.
I'm sorry, Jackson. It's been like 10 minutes, and you still haven't set the plot of this movie.
I'm almost there, and so that's our thing, folks. Is we're trying to fucking save the owl conservation from pancakes, and I will just say this. Oh, and there's also Luke Wilson, who's the dumbass cop who's trying to investigate everything. And God bless Luke Wilson, his second time on our show playing a bumbling moron after The Family Stone.
I'm about to play Idiocracy soon, just to fucking round it out.
That would be a great. I've always wanted to see that. I've never seen it before, but
That might be a season 3 pick.
I'm looking forward to that one if it happens. But yeah. So I'll just say this: this is a childhood classic of mine. Watching it again was a lot of fun. Is it the greatest movie of all time? Maybe not. But I maintain it's fun, it's cute, it's harmless. And, you know, what's funny? I think movies like that I have a bigger fondness for them. I'm more forgiving of them. If they're from the 2000s, because summer school and the computer who wore tennis shoes, I just did not fuck with whatsoever. And you could make the same argument for those, and I was just like, God damn, those are stupid. Maybe it's just because of the era these came from. I forgive them more.
I was about to say,
But
I've got handwritten notes. I gotta.
Oh damn.
start pulling out.
Okay.
But I will just say this, my last thing before I let you guys say what you think. I applaud their mission. I personally like pancakes more than owls. What did you guys think?
I like waffles.
I had some waffles today. I was at a Waffle House this afternoon.
I'm gonna let Matt go first, but I do have to say I feel like the whole filming process of this movie, Tim Blake Nelson had a flesh-eating disease that was eating him out from the inside outwards because man, that dude was fucking rough. Rough.
Yeah. Rough, right. Like the Rottweilers.
Exactly.
I had a good time with this movie. It was fun. It was very, like I didn't hate it, but like I could acknowledge that it was very, it was a kid's movie. That's why I say it's also a 3. Very straight fucking line for me. 3. Like not in a bad way, not in a good way. This probably was closer to 2.5 than the other one, but like also still straight 3 for me. The dad, his Logan Lerman's dad, the guy from Scrubs,
the janitor from Scrubs.
I love him. I was so happy that he was in the fucking movie.
I've never seen an episode of The Middle. He has always been the Scrubs janitor, and he's been
the Middle is apparently really good.
The dad from Mean Girls to me.
He's in Mean Girls? Damn.
He's Lindsay Lohan's dad in Mean Girls.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. And how the fuck could you get a gator in a porta potty? Also, Logan Lerman, you've been to 6 schools and you're still standing around like a fucking tool and you haven't figured out how schools work yet? Come on, dude. I'm trying to... Oh, okay, one big thing. Sorry, thank God I wrote this down. Tim Blake Nelson is probably the most sensible goddamn person in this movie. And I think it shows because the end of the movie, he gets out the highest.
I mean, much like the last shot, he was the most sensible dude. Why the fuck are you stealing a story that's not real to sell it as a fucking motion picture? Why the fuck are you trying to build a fucking thing while people are fucking...
Literally, he didn't know about the owls. He's just there to do his job, and that's all he's goddamn doing.
We knew about the owls.
Well, okay, who cares? He's doing his job. And you know what? Everyone get off the fucking land. Literally, there is one point where Luke Wilson shows up, and he's like, I had to do a 419 that turned into a 612.
Yeah.
You want to know what a 419 is? No, I do not. And I was like, me neither. No, I would not. Like, I called you here for a solely different reason, bro. I don't give a fuck why you're late.
Guys, this is also a giant callback because the last time we saw Tim Blake Nelson, he was the most sensible one in Four Stick as well.
Yeah, you're right. He was that too.
Where they tried to make him the bad guy.
Sensible dudes that don't fucking have anyone listening to his ass.
It's literally like they're trying to make him the bad guy, and the whole time I'm agreeing with him. I'm like, yeah, you're right, actually. Like, you know what? You're there to protect the land. They're pulling up the stakes. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought the way he ended it, I was like, yeah, that actually made the most sense because he ends up with the girl.
And one thing I have to say, of course, there's a reason I got this shirt on because Jimmy motherfucking Buffett is in this movie. He produced this movie, and he did
the Jimmy Buffett movie all over
and the soundtrack for this movie.
Yep,
the best part. This movie would not be fun and like elevated and like just.
I was pissed. He's saying werewolves. What did he sing? Did he sing Werewolves of London? I was kind of mad.
Yep.
Yeah,
sure
that one I was like, Jimmy Buffett is not a Werewolves of London. Like, no, that pissed me off.
I do really want to shout out his friend,
also
Dean Collins, because only other thing I've seen that dude in is the remake of Yours, Mine, and Ours with Dennis Quaid, and he is really good in that. But like, he brings like the energy of like if you meet a dude coming to a new school, you want this to be your friend.
Yeah,
and I really enjoyed that aspect.
I don't know why I wrote this down, but I wrote, you know what happens when dog get bit by snake? Dog die.
No step on snake.
I know why you wrote that down because that's what the guy says. That's what the dog trainer says. But yeah, that was funny.
My thoughts aside, I
Oh,
need
yeah,
to
you did.
stress the part at the
Oh,
beginning.
Buffett
where
had those Crocs on the whole time. Did you guys notice he was wearing Crocs?
he was
I
wearing
didn't
Crocs.
notice that. No.
Logan Lerman at the beginning of this movie, getting his face smashed against that bus window, reminded me of Born Losers when that dude's face gets fucking pressed and smeared across the glass. And I was like, is this the movie I'm going to get into? And then lo and behold, he is sexually attracted to a girl who is not wanting to deal with him because she's traumatized because of her father and the people in the past.
Wait, hey, you know what? I also want Brie Larson under my bed.
Jesus Christ.
There's only two white monsters under my bed that I want. It's Brie Larson and the one in the can.
God damn.
I love that Logan Lerman was just trying to befriend the hippie. Like that dude barefoot fucking running around.
Dude,
No
Mullet
pancake.
Fingers kidnaps Logan Lerman so softly, it's so funny. He literally raps like it's like so calmly. He just kidnapping you.
Over
What
his
were you
head.
doing here? I was just like, he's literally just like, okay.
All right, I
just
guess
like,
I'm just going with it. Well, because like you said, Sam, that's who he's really attracted to. But so he doesn't really mind being kidnapped by him. But
well, that's why he likes Brie Larson so much.
Ball to the face, and when you're chasing a dude and you immediately get balls to the face, like
multiple times.
I hope you have a book bag to fall onto because that was the only reason he didn't have a more serious head injury.
Yeah.
Did y'all fucking catch his lisp in the fucking bus ride when he meets the bully after the letter and the bully's lisping and he's like,
he lisps back at him.
And I'm just like, oh my God.
Can we call it Robert Wagner as the mayor? He was awesome.
Wild, yeah.
Yep,
that was a wild thing.
I love how he played that scene because I don't think it was written this way, but because the mayor comes off clean, like he wasn't part of it. But I love the way he plays it, like he was. I don't know, just the way he delivered his lines was like he knew about it the whole time and was trying to pretend like he didn't know. Where he was just like, "Well, we will do a thorough investigation into how this could have happened." I was like, "That's a great acting touch from him." I feel like. But also another callback, we got a bully. We got ourselves a pretty bad bully here. Maybe they should gang up and kill him.
A bully that calls him gay, much like
Can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me why I wrote down I'd bury 3 white kids easy?
I really don't know, Matt. Why did you write that down?
I mean, the only reason I can think of is that all the enemies in this movie are white, but I don't know.
I don't know why I wrote that down.
This brings me to a good point. So we've mentioned many characters in this film at this point. We've mentioned Logan Lerman, Mullet Fingers, Officer Luke Wilson.
Haven't mentioned the piece of shit nurse that lost her fucking patient, the dumb bitch.
But we've mentioned her, but there's one character we have not mentioned, and that is my favorite character. And that character is Luke Wilson's boss, the chief, who was fucking... I'm not kidding. I was absolutely dying during all of his scenes. He was in a different fucking movie.
He was.
I was here for it 100,000%.
Him waving the keys in front of his face, and then he turns around and looks at the cruiser, and I'm just like,
that's amazing police work, Officer DeLinko.
Yeah, he was great. He was great.
I was like, literally, he is playing it like the stereotypical, like, angry police chief in a Dirty Harry movie for, like, no reason. And I was, like, just totally here for it. I was like, all right, he's killing me.
That reminds me weirdly of the ADR that happens with Neil, whoever's the dad for Logan Lerman. When he's, like, on the beach and he's like, you used to have good judgment or good sense. And then he like pats him, and then they keep walking in his mouth. Like, where did that go? Yeah. And I'm just like, why didn't your mouth move?
I saw that shit too. Yeah. Another one is very clearly. There's a scene where Mullet Fingers is going like he says, "These dumb people don't give a dang about them," and he very clearly mouths "damn." That's what he said, and they dubbed "dang" over it. And I saw it the first time, and then I rewinded it just to be sure. And I'm like, clear as day. That's
well. This might tie into my last note I have.
Sorry.
Did you rent this, Jackson, or did you have a copy that you could watch? Because Matt and I pirated this movie.
Hey, it's fitting because it's a Jimmy Buffett movie, so we pirated it.
Who I have to mention.
Also was wearing a Hunter S. Thompson shirt. I got to bring that up.
Yes. I know.
I was so happy when I saw that. I was like, yes.
Fitting. But
also, I want to say this, Jackson, real quick. You were mentioning, I had this written down. Nobody gives a fuck about these stupid owls. What do they even do for the ecosystem, anyways?
Damn.
They clearly don't make pancakes.
Which is all
And
I
then the
care
last
about.
note I wrote down was, keep your fish out of my chucks, bitch.
All right.
And I still don't get why that was like, I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm guessing you were many beers deep at that point.
No, actually, it's funny. I was only one beer deep. One beer throughout the course of this entire movie. I swear to God.
It's even funnier, to be honest.
I was pretty sober.
I'm trying to find who it was, but the dude who played the teacher, I really liked his performance when he was like, "Is everything okay?" And then he walks with him. He's like, "Is it okay if I walk with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm doing
Did you
this."
say the dude who plays the teacher like we haven't just been talking about him?
Yes.
Jamie Buffett?
That's Jimmy Buffett.
Yes.
God damn it. He reminded me of Mr. Kohler a little bit in this, actually.
Little bit.
Just because, like, Kohler always was like, Sam, do you remember this? When I would just come into your class when Mr. Mitchell was not there, and then there was one point where I straight up came in during a test, and he just handed me the test.
Yeah.
And I took it. And I was like, I feel like Jimmy Buffett would have done that. That teacher would just hand me a test.
All we did was watch Van Halen music videos, and then we would watch Sharknado, and then we would study Sharknado and how it would be within the realm of possibility within physics. And it was the best class I've ever taken in my life. I learned zero fucking shit about physics other than the fact that if something's heavy, it's going to fall. Like,
honestly, that's the most important thing you need to know.
Yeah. Did he ever try to teach you about the hurricanes like Jimmy Buffett was? The hurricanes coming up from the coast? I wanted to hear about that fucking shit that he was talking about.
The only hurricanes I know about was the one when I moved to Florida and the fucking Charlotte hurricanes that used to be called something else, the Checkers.
I know about the
the third hurricane I know is the Denzel Washington one.
We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the hurricane I fucking survived. That was not fucking fun whatsoever. Our first.
So if I pick the impossible, Jackson, will you be triggered?
Say what?
Will you be triggered if I pick the impossible?
Yes. Well, you can pick it anyway.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to.
Genuinely, say what you will about Tom Holland. That kid can fucking act. That movie is testament. That kid can fucking act.
That movie's fucking amazing. But
shove water in my mouth. I can act too, bitch. Sorry. I'm just joking.
I'm sorry, Jackson. We literally have been fucking bouncing around and there's been not fucking shit talked about this movie. I love this movie. It's not the best, but like it holds a special place in my childhood and I'm happy we watched it.
We got like little wild kid living in the fucking, forest with the little, with the boats and shit, and they got to come and bring him shit. It's actually kind of cute.
It's cute, it's fun, and I am biased because it's a childhood classic of mine. I also have to say, I read the book as a kid first, and then I watched the movie.
Thank you.
Because that was how I was introduced to it.
I did not know about this movie until you guys mentioned it months ago.
When I was in, I think, the 5th grade, like, we read the book in class, and then they showed us the movie, and then from that point on, I just watched it 100 times, and...
side note, I was talking to this dude while getting the pizza for the smallest fucking bit I've had, which is just eating pizza, pretend to be Italian. And I said, like, yeah, we're talking about Hoot. And he was like, there's a movie? And I was like, yeah. And he said, oh, the book is wonderful. And I was like, damn, you're right.
It is.
Right. That book was good. It's not long, Matt. You should read it. It's like 130, 150 pages.
It's pretty cool.
So when time travel becomes possible and I go back to 6th grade, I'll do that. Sorry.
Much like Logan Lerman had that short little thing that he couldn't get up.
Something, by the way, Logan Lerman has not aged in the last 20 years. Like, at fucking all. The last thing I have to say about Hoot is it did fucking Jimmy Buffett, rest in peace to the motherfucking GOAT. You wouldn't guess it based on my age. I am a parrot head, very much so.
Yes, same.
Been to Margaritaville, unlike me and Matt. Oh, I don't know if Matt has, but I've never been.
I haven't yet. I want to so bad.
You should. It's fucking so much fun. The food is great. They have literally a giant margarita maker in the middle of the place that fills up with liquid, and it's fucking amazing.
I
And
want it.
it's great, and that's where I got this shirt. And I love his music. I loved him. He's really one of my favorite just musicians, one of my favorite artists. And it's funny because I didn't actually start listening to his music until like way later in life, but he was always one of those guys that I just like always knew about since I was a kid, and it was because of this movie
Did he do
introducing me to
Cheeseburgers
him.
in Paradise?
Yeah, sure did.
Hell
Cheeseburgers in
yeah.
Paradise, Latitudes
Yeah.
and Longitudes. We could go
We used-
on. Pirate Looks at 40.
Yeah, Pirate Looks at 40, Son of a Sailor, fucking Slack
Oh,
Tide.
Cultural Infidel is one of my favorites because he mentions Hunter S. Thompson in that one.
Dakota
Oh,
Johnson in
God.
a later movie is a fucking cultural infidel.
Banana Republics is one of my favorite of his. Fucking Havana Daydream.
Volcano.
Volcano. One Particular Harbor.
Havana Daydream, yep.
And just a Death of an Unpopular Poet.
Let's shout out
I know that song.
because I doubt I'm gonna pick this for the show. Let's shout
On
out
Monday.
Beach Bum real quick.
Oh
Beach
man,
Bum.
the Beach Bum wouldn't
the
exist
only-
without fucking.
There are only two reasons I'm interested in seeing that movie. The first is Jimmy Buffett. The second is the fact that Martin Lawrence feeds cocaine to a parrot. I have to see that.
Yes.
Okay, Jimmy
Although-
Buffett and Snoop Dogg
Has
in the
one
same
leg.
scene
Yeah, Jimmy
And-
Buffett and Snoop Dogg.
That would be
With-
fucking wild.
with
Look,
topless bitches next to them in a hot tub.
What more can you ask for from a movie?
Is that before or
Literally-
after I Love Fisher does her thing?
After.
That's
Way
after. Yeah,
after.
that's after. Yeah. Okay.
Literally, like the movie gets so depressing and then it gets so happy, and it's like, what is this fucking goddamn movie? I love it. I love it, but it's nuts.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg is always in a good mood as long as you don't show him gay people in a Pixar movie.
Yes,
That's what
10
he
out of
gets
10
really
joke.
upset by.
Call it
apparently.
the fucking bones because he don't like to see no boners. He likes the bones. He likes to bone.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Jimmy Buffett, fucking rip. Shout out to Hoot. Shout out to this was also the movie that introduced me to Logan Lerman. Like again, he's been one of those guys.
Okay.
He's been one of those guys like since my childhood. Like this and Percy Jackson.
You know,
We're both,
the more I
like,
think about it,
you
because
know-
this was literally a movie just like Stand and Deliver was put on by substitute teachers just to like kill time. This was probably my first Logan Lerman movie too.
Yeah, because I think we only watched it in class like once, and then like every other time I saw it was like at home because I did used to have a DVD of this. But yeah, so it was and Luke Wilson, who I didn't know who he was back then. Of course I do now. Who
Yeah.
we didn't really mention is fucking great as the dumbass cop. Like is really
He plays
good.
that role so well.
I
The
know.
scene where he
to the
falls,
point
he's
where
like,
he
I'm just
really-
gonna close my eyes for a few minutes, and then he spray paints the windows, and he wakes up, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" I've
like
had
again
those
that
moments in my life.
that's part of the thing that sells this movie to me. Like that's a real dude. I'm like seriously, like he feels like a real small town like kind of idiot cop to me. And
and
I'm
he feels
just
so
saying,
bad for him when he gets reduced down to the small car.
the small car. I love the small car. It was such good comedy.
Logan's
To
like
me.
just trying to
Because
fit
he
in.
redeems himself by helping him out to like helping Logan out and stuff.
Well,
and you're
he
like,
like
okay,
takes
he's
him
not a
home, but
bad
you
guy.
see Logan like try to slide in, and Logan's just fucking scrunched into the thing, and I'm like, I would have just ridden my fucking bike home, even with the flat tire.
Yeah. Also, the scene where he like runs away from Luke Wilson was pretty cool.
And
I
he
thought.
hits the car against the tree, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't do that, and then just backs up and just goes.
Yep. And then they say like they upgraded him to detective and gave him a brand new cruiser. 2 days later, he backed it off of a fishing pier. I was like, what a moron. But yeah, the whole thing was just Clark Gregg was also a great villain too. I gotta say.
Yeah, he did a great job, especially the scene where it cuts from the like TV commercial they're filming to him with the actress, and is like, we got to refilm every single fucking ounce of it.
Yep.
It's like, wow.
He's like, oh, I thought it was charming, and he's like, no.
No.
I love the part at the end where she's like, and I'm saying that this is an owl conservation, and one of them goes, "Can she do that? She just did it."
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
That's where I love
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett being like, is it important when Logan's like interrupting the class? And he's like, yes. And he just fucking do his shit. because
he's cool.
Well, yeah, he lets him
goddamn
do it, but
leader.
he's got to be like stir. Like, are you sure? You know, he's got to do that whole thing, but he knows.
He knows it's for the right
He
cause.
knows. That's
Fins.
why
That's
Jimmy
that's
Buffett's
another
awesome.
one of my favorite. That's another one of my favorite Jimmy Buffett songs. I'm gonna throw that out there. Fins. That's a great song. But yeah, shout out to this movie. It was such a blast watching it again. I really think again, it's like if like 2000s cheesy kids movies, if you got a soft spot for them like I do, you know, again I'm biased because I grew up with it. I don't know if I'd like it as much if I hadn't, but I still think it would be. I'd like it fine, even if you know.
Frankly,
it's got
I feel like it
problems,
plays like a movie you'd see on Cartoon Network randomly as a child.
yeah, it kind of
And
does.
that's like not a bad thing at all. It just
Yeah.
it feels like a movie that needs commercial breaks. And
Yeah, a little bit. But
I mean, yeah, I didn't mind it. I think I definitely like. I can imagine myself enjoying this movie a lot in like a certain like a summertime in my childhood home, like with the windows open after the pool.
oh,
You know, I could like literally put myself there and be like, I could see this movie hitting really fucking hard for me in the right time, in the right moment.
yeah.
And I that's why I was like, I didn't hate it this time. You know, like watching it, I was like, I can appreciate it for what it is, and not like get bogged down in like trying to pick it apart too much.
I'm
So
hoping that one of these days, you know, one of you, and it's probably going to be Matt, introduces a comedy like this from another decade that I enjoy because
another decade is specifically.
that's why
That's
it's
what
gonna
I'm
be
saying.
you, man.
No, but because again, I'm telling you, like, I think it's just the fact that like the ones from the 2000s, I have more of a fondness for. Because again, computer wore tennis shoes in summer school were both from other decades, and I didn't
And
fuck
they're
with
just
those whatsoever.
yeah, and they're both the same type of like stupid comedy that granted
Yeah.
this one does have different heart to it that I will say like it has different heart to it than both of those movies.
And a,
But
and a
I think
focused
you
plot,
just said
which-
the issue is that this movie has heart and those do not.
well, and that was the
Well,
problem.
there's a
too.
different heart.
Neither-
There's an 80s heart.
neither-
It's just Teflon coated. It's
Well,
coated with cigarette, you know, cigarette
yeah.
tar
Neither
and
of those.
You mean
shit
fucking
like that,
Kurt
and you know,
Russell's
sexual
skin, 'cause
abuse.
that's cigarette tar.
Neither of
Well,
those.
I don't know. Like this one is like definitely like because of also it lends itself to that because it's set in like a beach town, so you got the warm lighting constantly.
Yeah.
Even in the nighttime, you have like beautiful like other shit.
Well,
The other ones are,
almost
you know,
great.
granted, summer school is a beach town. It's more like California beachy. It's
I know
kinda
you have
seedy.
something to say,
Different
Jackson,
vibes.
but this movie triggered the fuck out of me as someone who moved to Florida against my will. But thank fucking God I moved to the gay part of Florida instead of the fucking west side because Jesus goddamn Christ, each of these people I have met in my life, and they are all just as fucking bad as those people were in the movie.
Where Sam? Where were those mullet fingers?
They're on West Coast Florida, Key West.
See,
No,
again,
but you
that-
were on the other side though.
I was by Fort Myers where you had to go to get a new tractor seat, and that shit was better.
See, that's the Jimmy Buffett of it all, it being in Key West. That's how I know he produced this shit.
Yep. No,
But-
there were scenes where like it was like a wide shot of like them in the Everglades and shit, like on the boat, and his music is playing, and you're like, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
almost like it almost feels like he directed it in those scenes. But yeah, it's funny because Sam, I think you were more triggered by this movie than by Bully, and I think that's just very concerning to me.
I love the
That's
scene
just-
where he goes up to the when he writes the letter and the mother's like, "Who's gonna read it to him?" And I was just like, "Hell yeah!" And then you go to the scene and then the mother reads it to him and she also doesn't understand. And I'm like, "Yeah,
No,
fucking
no,
no
it's
shit."
different. It's different because
You're-
in this movie, Sam is triggered by Brie Larson as the bully.
Yeah, I'm used
There
to her
are
bullying
bullies-
me.
There are bullies in both. I just love that your reaction to Bully was, "Man, I miss South Florida. I want to go back there." And your reaction to this one is, "Oh, I don't ever want to. This triggered me."
I miss South Florida. I don't miss West Florida. West Florida is fucking awful. They're
I don't know,
fucking-
man. This looked like
This
a
is-
much more fun place than the place in Bully. I'll
It's-
just say that.
It's more redneck.
It depends.
Well, I'll
Depends
tell
on
you-
your depends on your aura, I guess.
Good point.
Also, I love pancakes. I would have fucking told them to build that pancake house no matter what. So,
Look, I
We're
love
gonna
owls.
pancake those owls first.
Owls are some of my favorite birds. I love pancakes. That's all I'm saying.
As we said, though-
we can work out a compromise. Keep the owls and build the pancake house somewhere else.
No,
elves are
no,
not what they
compromise,
seem.
build a Hooters, call it a day.
I'll fucking build a Twin Peaks and call it a day.
I'll build a tilted kilt and call it a day.
Oh, it was a hoot, and talking about it was a hoot. I don't know if you have anything else to say, but we're going on to a movie that I wrote 0 notes for because I was fucking.
I got one more
dumbstruck.
thing to say, Sam. I won't go. I won't go. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the ball.
blows.
I literally, like, the second you said that, I was like, great music. Like, all around, I would say all three of these movies have wonderful music. There is no fucking doubt about it.
I can't remember Materialists, to be fair. That's my issue for the music.
That's
for the
sad
music.
because I think the music's some of
For
the
the
best
music.
part about that movie. But
I cannot remember the music whatsoever for that movie.
Last film up on this list is a change of form. We were about 2 hours to recording and we found out we had to change our pick, but I managed to finally watch a movie that these two fine folks have told me I need to watch. And I watched it last night and I'm glad I did. But as we've come to find out, I'm a material girl and I live in a material world.
You live in a spam world.
You don't have a fucking $12,000 apartment a month. I don't want to fucking live with you. I ain't gonna slip on no condom. Okay, take it away. Much like fucking Chris Evans' love for her was taken away from him.
So this is gonna be a very brief picture. Picture this. You're fucking Dakota Johnson. You're a high-end matchmaker in New York City, and you are very realistic about
She was experiencing the 50 Shades of Grey, but really she was experiencing the 50 Shades of Gay.
From what I remember, basically, Dakota Johnson's a high-end matchmaker. She's got really realistic expectations about her love life, and she meets a unicorn named Pedro Pascal, who is everything that everyone else would want, but she takes him for herself, jokingly. Haha, not really. She just kind of meets him and they fall in love. And of course, he's rich as hell and tall and handsome. And, tall, handsome, and rich is
as a person who was supposed to be on a guest, he was 5.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're getting there. Damn it. Don't. We're getting there. He's tall, handsome, and rich, which apparently is what everyone wants. But it's funny. You got to have all three things. But if you miss one, then Dakota Johnson's going to go right back to her poor ass boyfriend who offers her nothing at all. But hey, she can at least call him when her client gets raped. That's the one person she calls.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like cave people, all that matters is love, because cave people still are relevant in this age of debt and my favorite line, bad financial decisions. But yes, basically that's what this whole movie is. Do I go with the rich guy who seems like he's got everything, or do I go with my very real boyfriend who doesn't have money yet, but could, because if you're going to be an actor, who knows when that's around the fucking corner, and she doesn't have patience. And that's this whole problem about this movie is she doesn't have patience. Not problem. There's a couple problems. Well, in my opinion, I also have issues with this movie because I think they didn't show Chris Evans improving her life enough for her to go back to him immediately, other than the fact that they just had like a personal connection.
He was there for her, okay?
But he didn't improve her life enough, and neither did Pedro Pascal necessarily than just giving her shit. But I kind of wish they had like doubled down on maybe one of those things. That's just my issue with the movie from my memory. But I really liked it. I thought it was a very interesting movie. I think Celine Song did a great job of directing. There were scenes that I was just like, wow, this is fucking awesome. The whole, we'll get to it, but the whole, like you mentioned, Sam, him not being as tall as he should have been, and that whole like little where he just goes down.
When I found out what you did, I found out.
I think I laughed twice in this movie out loud.
I didn't love you, like fucking Christ.
So crazy.
I'm sorry, Jackson. I want you to go first, but
go for it. Let's open it up because I think I got the plot enough. We're good.
Met that had read the Hoot book, had also his girlfriend had seen Materialists, and I almost called her a word that she said that I could because I'm right. Dakota Johnson is a goddamn fucking cunt in this movie. I don't give a fucking shit. She's a piece of shit. She is judgy. She makes nobody feel good about themselves. No fucking shit. She chose the wrong person because her.
But think about this though, Sam. That's the point. That's the point.
That's the point, and that's what makes
That's
me
the
so
point.
fucking mad about this goddamn movie. It's the point. And
she's got to be judgy and cunt. Like she's got to be a cunt about it because that's how really you did. Jesus Christ, that is how relationships are.
I was so mad about this movie last night to the point.
And the whole
that
point
I
was
like,
her realizing that that's not what
so much.
You know.
But I actively fucking hate the people who are in this movie.
In almost 50 episodes in a year, I don't think I've ever seen Sam get that fired up about something before. So I can
right, like same, yeah.
No fucking shit. Her client didn't want to talk to her. You set her up with the fucking person that raped her. Like,
but that's not her fault exactly. But it also is, and that's why it's so complicated. Which is why it's so
the person is like, "Oh, this happens to all of us," and we move on and we do it again. And I was like,
well, that's her boss. It's not her.
And that's where the movie is good because she cannot keep doing it because of that. But then that's where the ending of the movie is a big fucking middle finger to me because then she gets her fucking client that was raped with the dude. She ends up happy in her life. And I was like, there's no happy ending. The middle fucking moment of this movie is the point where nobody's going to be happy because they all are pieces of shit. And then they end up all being happy.
Chris Evans isn't a piece of shit. Chris Evans is not a bad person. He is not. He is the only one that just gets kind of caught up in this bullshit. And the only reason I have is like, the whole thing is, do they make your life better? And the whole thing is, oh, you just got to be in love. But I'm like, that's whatever. Like, can we at least see some change in her whole thing? We don't. She seems a little more whimsical when she's around him. That's fucking it.
Because this is the best thing I've ever seen Dakota Johnson do in her life, and I hated her character so much. I wouldn't say it's the best thing I've seen, but I guess I've never seen her do anything better. Y'all can prove me wrong.
I can't. No, I'm trying to think because I can't. I personally can't say I've seen her better.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's the best thing she's done.
I definitely can say I've seen her better than this.
Which is the better one? I can't remember. I might be wrong.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
I didn't see that movie.
She was the least memorable part about that movie to me.
I can't say.
She was still better in that than she was in this. She was better in Black Mass than she was in this.
She's in Black Mass. Oh my god! I just remembered her character in that.
Well, okay, she is leading in this. That's a whole different, bit of a different.
So here's my thing. So here's my picture for this. Picture this. Sam, our good friend, Mr. Samuel Holler, for this episode, picked The Odd Life of Timothy Green originally, which I was going to get on here and have some very interesting thoughts about. And then the day of our recording of this episode, he switched it to Materialists, which I was very happy about because I've been wanting
reasons not on my own. I need to clarify that to people. It was not my decision.
I've been wanting to discuss this movie with
neither mine
for a long time, so I was happy about that. However, because this was a last-minute pick and I didn't have time to rewatch this again, I saw it a few months ago when it was out in the theaters. My thoughts are going to be a little hazier than usual, but hopefully my memory serves well enough. I think I have a good enough memory of it. So I'll say this. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I did enjoy it a lot. I thought it was very good for the most part, and I really appreciated what it was trying to do, where it was trying to take the whole rom-com formula and sort of put a realistic spin on it and like kind of upend a lot of the tropes.
Well,
and
I wouldn't even say rom-com. It's like a rom-dram. Like, I'll laugh twice.
That's what I'm saying.
But
it's taking the rom-com tropes and in making them more realistic, it kind of makes it not a rom-com. It is. That's more of a rom-com.
This movie is funny, but not in the way it wants you to be.
Well, it is funny,
or you want
But here's the thing. The marketing for this movie was very deceptive because it marketed it as a rom-com, like full-blown, like they were doing throwback, like 90s style trailers, making it look like a rom-com, like a Notting Hill or something like that. and then you go to see the movie and it's not that whatsoever. It is more of a romantic drama with, because again, there was a little bit of a, I don't want to say controversy, but a little bit of a thing where a lot of people were going to see this in the first few weeks it was out, thinking it was a rom-com, that they were going to be in for a good, fun, lighthearted time. And then they go in and halfway through the movie, and then they go in and halfway through the movie, someone gets raped, and it's just like, okay, what the fuck? Like there was a bit of a pushback, like, what are you marketing this as? This is not what the trailers have been making it look like, which I understood. If you're being sold a certain thing, and then you go in and it's something way heavier than you were expecting, you have a right to be kind of, I guess, upset about that. I didn't care because I liked what I got.
I liked the twist of that happening.
Well, I didn't mind the twist.
Way more interesting.
No, I didn't mind it either. I liked it.
My whole issue was just
I understood why casual people were upset because they felt like they had been tricked. I didn't mind because, again, one of my favorite parts of the movie is the fact that, again, that is something that could really happen. That is a realistic, it's like, what if this happened? And it's like, okay, let's examine this for a minute. What if she did set somebody up with a client who sexually assaulted her? That's an interesting, like, that's one of the many points in the movie where they flip the rom-com tropes on their heads and be like, okay, they don't always go the way they go in the movies. Sometimes dark shit like this happens. My problem with it wasn't that. My problem was the character that it happens to. For the first couple of scenes that she's in is like a joke character whose joke is that she's really kind of neurotic and weird.
And for people who want older people.
And
somebody who's unrealistic about their expectations in life.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like she's neurotic. She's
I don't know, man. That sounds like serious.
What Dakota Johnson said that to her.
No.
If I'm wrong, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. You're not wrong. She's being way overly specific about what she wants, just like all of Dakota Johnson's other clients are. But my problem was,
which is that highlights what's wrong with dating culture, which is I think part of the point.
My problem was they played that character off as basically a joke character for the 2 scenes that she was in, and then going forward, we're supposed to take the character dead fucking seriously.
That's why I love the setup of it. Is they do it, the dude calls her before you even know who she is, and then he's like, yeah, I didn't like her, and then she goes and meets the person that he didn't like, and then it happens again. She calls the dude before calling her. He loves her and is like, I would love to see her again if she wants to, just, which is the opposite of the first dude. And then you come to find out that, oh no, she was raped. She never wants to see this other dude again in her life. And so it's just complete fucking parallels that I think her character is the most interesting character out of almost anyone in this fucking movie.
And I think too, okay, Sam, I am mostly in agreement with you. I think Dakota Johnson's character is a terrible person for a lot of the movie. I think she's very unlikable for a lot of it. Like the scene towards the beginning where she literally just breaks up with Chris Evans just because he's
at least she says, I feel
so that's the thing for me
because I feel this
like
that was that
okay, if you're gonna do that in the first place, don't get back with him. And that's when it happened. And I was like, and then there was, to me, there was no huge change. Like there was a big change or something like that. Like there was like, I just didn't feel that like turn.
Became like picked up, and he was like actually doing a role that like made him famous within the acting industry. I can see why she would want to get with him. He is literally the same person that she left, and then
like I guess the whole point is maybe she's trying to realize that like that's not the issue because like materialists and shit. She's like realizing, oh no, it's just love, a la the whole caveman.
It always was a genuine.
But I just feel like there wasn't enough of a moment, an aha for me, in my opinion, that like changed it.
And you're right,
and that was my issue.
You're right in the sense that like there's nothing that really. I agreed with that. I was like, there wasn't anything that really made her realize like, oh, I don't care that you're poor. Like I do like you for who you are. There wasn't much of a motivation for her to come to that point. But you know,
I do love the part where she's like, I know your apartment, but now he has roommates, and so he can't like tell her like the apartment's not the same.
And I think again, I guess for me it was just like the only thing I can think of is her perspective in the last few days or weeks had changed based on all of the events that she went through, because she did get with Pedro, who was as she said, like a unicorn, a 10 out of 10,
Perfect
everything
dude, yeah.
everything she ever wanted, and she realized, like, oh my god, that's actually not what I
Okay,
want.
actually,
say this though, you saying Pedro, that dude could have been any fucking actor, and I would have been fine with it. Pedro did not need
either way,
dude.
I need to bring this up. So the whole leg thing, as we know, he gets the leg surgery, which they had brought up earlier, and then she breaks up with him immediately after that. And he says, "No, that's not the thing. That's not the issue. Yes, it is. Even if it's not the height, it's the issue that you lied to her. The issue that you're not the person. You're not real. Like Chris Evans is real. You are a fake person. That is the whole issue." And then he says, "Oh, what if I was like five?" He does the whole little, "I'm gonna shoot you down." She goes, "Oh, I think you would have had the confidence." No, he wouldn't have. That was such a bullshit lie, and I hated that scene.
This movie
to a
takes
degree.
everything that you
100%.
think about people and then just like flips it individually at different times, and that's why I love this movie. It is not what you think it is. It is not where you think it's gonna go, and even if you don't like what's happening, it changes. It evolves. There's genuine stakes.
Even if he had the confidence, she would not have gone out with him if he was that short. Like
the moment he got lower than her, you could see it too. Like literally, I think that's the point. The whole point of that scene, and that made sense. And I was like, which is my issue with the movie, is like, Celine, what are you trying to say a little bit? Because like, there was no.
I do need to bring it up. She was a matchmaker for 6 months, quit, and then decided to pursue filmmaking. Do you think she had a client that got raped and that's why she quit? Like,
maybe I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm curious.
But like, my whole thing is just like, make Chris Evans at least have that moment where like, oh, I see how he really can like improve my life, and it's not fake.
What I do, well, here's the thing.
There wasn't that moment.
No, but here's the thing. It's not about that. Like, she has a good enough job where he doesn't need to
be the job at the end of the movie.
He doesn't need to, but when
she breaks up, are you ready to make a bad financial decision?
Yeah, I know. That's why I love that line, because that's so true. But
when she breaks up with him in the first place, she has a good enough job to where he doesn't need to be rich in order to support her. Like, she can be the breadwinner of the relationship. That's
I think she wanted that, though. I think that she wanted somebody else to be the breadwinner.
Even if he didn't pay for the food, he could have paid for parking.
Well, but that's the issue I have with most people, is they think they're deep, but really it comes down to some shallow shit at the end of the day.
Enough, but
sometimes. Not all the time. I'm just saying.
This movie has so many layers.
A majority of human beings, I would have to say.
Look, what we're talking about, kind of most of it, is why the movie is so good, is because it's complicated.
Yeah, that's why I like the movie. That's why I still gave it a 4.5, and I still love it.
Things are very complicated, and that's real. Like, the rom-com thing isn't always necessarily how it really is. Things are much more complicated than that. And that's the point that Celine Song is trying to make, and that's what I really appreciated about the movie. I also appreciated the way a lot of the tropes, again, were turned on their head. I was expecting, because it's the rom-com law, I was expecting Pedro to be just a smarmy, rich, evil bad guy who she's going to realize is a bad guy and leave.
He's not even evil.
He wasn't
even a good dude. They fell out of love.
Yeah,
how it happens.
I really liked that. I liked, again, it was just like the way they took all of the tropes and just like, again, flipped them on their head, introduced a lot of realism into it that no other rom-com would normally have. And look, again, I love me a good rom-com. I'm a sucker for a good rom-com. I featured all the Gary Marshall fucking, holiday rom-coms on here, and I enjoyed the shit out of them, even though they weren't very good movies. And so I love them, and I love those tropes, and they're a lot of fun. But I also think it's interesting when you deconstruct them and kind of turn them on their head. And I think this movie did a very good job of that. There were certain things here and there that I thought were just there were holes here and there, few things.
They were never, I didn't have too many big ones other than that.
Yeah, that was the thing. Pretty much all of them were like relatively small, and I still really, really enjoyed the movie. It was an interesting story. Dakota Johnson, Sam, I'm sorry, her acting in this was not good.
It's not good.
It's not. That's why I was like shit, because I was like, what, is there another? Honestly, though, because I personally, this may be the best thing I've seen her in. Her acting is still not good.
But she
That's my
plays
issue.
people that I've met in my life, and that's where I'm like, what the actual fuck? I know people that are like this fucking shallow, this fucking narcissistic, this goddamn like opinionated over things that you have no fucking say in whatsoever. And so it just made it very hard for me to see her change and growth of as a character. Because when like her client, her best friend gets raped, and she's like, "Were you even my friend?" And then she says, "Fuck you," and walks away. And I was like, "Yeah, she needs to hear this because this fucking bitch did not treat the people around her correctly, and she needed to understand that what you're doing is fine for yourself. It is fine, but you are hurting the people around you, whether you know it or not, and I am not okay with that."
And I 100% agree with you because I was right there with you in that scene where I was 100% on the client's side when she was telling her to go fuck herself because I was like, because again, it's been a few months, but if I remember correctly, the dude had some shit from his past that was shady and she just didn't check on it, didn't follow up on it.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, he just filled your boxes."
Yeah. But legitimately, I'm glad you reminded me of that because that is such a great fucking scene where she is like, "Why didn't you check? Why didn't you say anything?" And literally her reason is he checked your boxes. Like, what can I say? And she's like, "I'm not a goddamn box for you to check," or she says something like that. Yeah, and I'm like,
okay,
100%.
so then don't sign up for the service.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be a box to be checked, don't sign up for the service.
That's
like, my only issue with that, and that's why we say it's complicated. And I'm not saying you're wrong either, because I was on her side.
Says is like,
also,
the cop didn't show up, my friends didn't show up. Who fucking showed up? My matchmaker. I need to find a fucking friend who's not.
Well, maybe she does low key. Like, goddamn. Like at that point, you know, like,
and so everything just shifts in a way.
That's why
it's
complicated because like I wasn't on.
That shift also makes me hate people, and I'm just like, this movie is so fucking frustrating.
But here's the thing, though.
I'm so into it.
Matt, to your point, okay, I get what you're saying about like don't sign up for the thing if you don't want to be a box, but that should apply to like I'm sure we've all been on dating apps, things like that before. They fucking suck, okay?
Yeah,
and it's just
very clearly, yeah.
You're just aimlessly scrolling and. It's literally just, do you check my boxes? Essentially, do you check my?
Do you even look good?
I don't know.
I don't know
anything. Okay. I don't know anything about you, but based on just the surface level bullshit, and the worst you should come to expect from that is you either don't find anybody or you find somebody you don't really click with, and you have to keep searching.
That's where it's
Getting raped is not something you should have to worry about.
Like,
that's where I'm.
Well, actually, no. If you're on Tinder, maybe you should think about that a little bit. Like, be a little cautious. Like, if that's a self-selective thing at that point.
In a situation,
you got to make sure.
This though, on Tinder, yes, but in a situation like this, where you have people,
and I'm not saying complete disagreement on your end because, like, she should be more selective about things. But however.
No. And
then it introduces the whole thing. You can check every box and you can know the person, but you don't know what they're like in an intimate setting.
It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with these people, Dakota Johnson and the other people who work at this company are supposed to be doing background checks into these people and checking their fucking history and making sure that they're not dangerous. That's what they're goddamn paying that much money for because it's not a cheap service. It's a high-end thing. And if you're paying that much money and you have people who are supposed to be fucking checking them and this kind of thing still happens, that is something that you should not have to worry about. That is something that you should have the fucking peace of mind about. So I'm just saying, it's like...
Yes, Dakota but also... You could have somebody who has no prior convictions and still ends up doing that shit as well.
Enough.
But that's where you.
I'm not saying you disagree because if he did have the prior issues, they should have checked into that.
Tell me that is
100% agree. I do agree with that.
The person that did that in this movie, and then you wouldn't have even needed her other fucking client.
Exactly, but it's just I thought that's why I think it's interesting because there is those caveats to everything in this fucking movie.
I could not relate to the.
There's not one direct way to feel about anything, it seems,
and that's what makes it,
which is why it's so good.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Why we like it. Because that's the thing is, I could literally talk about it and be like, I disagree with this and that, but I still like the movie a lot.
Yeah. And the best part of the whole movie for me was the credits where they show the courthouse where people are just getting fucking annulled or whatever the fucking term
married
without a wedding, and then like you see them super far in the background, and then you just keep watching the credits, and they finally call their number, and you see them get up, and then at the very end, they walk by the camera, and they're married, and then you still get like a few extra seconds of like other people doing this
Talking.
thing, and it's like you're not going to do this and genuinely be happy for the rest of your life unless it's a moment that you feel like you are free and you are just you're living life. And I think they want you to genuinely think that their relationship is living their lives. I don't think it succeeded in that way, but I think that's where they were coming from, and I think it works. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, I really liked it a lot. I really think like again, it was just well made in all areas. I thought it was just well written, well directed, except for Dakota Johnson, well acted. I thought like,
I did say welcome back, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal were both
Oh man, him
very
slipping
good.
on that condom fucked me up last night. I was like, oh. And then of course his roommate's like fucking half asleep on the bed, just like, oh, I was drunk.
Don't want it. Yeah.
And I was just like, what? And then of course you have the Chris Evans acting tie-in, and then their other roommate is like, I'm trying to teach you an acting lesson, and you're making me look bad and all this shit. And I was like, man, so much of this movie is so well thought out, so well constructed. It just, I didn't connect, and I was so fucking against this movie the whole time, but I know it's good, and I know it's what it needs to be. And that's why I love this movie. So
I saw it. Oh,
real quick. I just have to say one more thing, which is just like, I don't know. I did like and appreciate the ending where they got together, but there was just a part of me that was like, I can't help but feel like they're forcing this to a degree.
I completely am with you with that. I am 100%.
That's been my whole issue is there's just that
they make the point of the two of them are at this other couple's wedding, and they're literally sitting there, and they're saying like, they're pointing out all of the reasons they shouldn't be getting married, and they're saying like, yep, you're going to do this and you're going to do that and you're going to hate each other and you're going to be fighting over the kids and you're going to be divorced and you're going to do all this. Why would anyone ever want to get married? The next goddamn scene is them getting together and eventually probably leading to marriage, and I'm just like, I felt like that was the point, and then you felt like you just kind of had to force this arbitrary happy ending in.
If they could have like twisted it to like where like why do they get married, and then they decide like, or they figure out this is why people get married, and then they get together.
I am so happy that we're talking about this movie right now, because I have so much thoughts inside about me that I cannot get out because nobody around me has seen it, except for that lady who told me to call Dakota Johnson a cunt. And I was like, okay, I could channel that energy forward. And I want them to be like together. I just don't think they should have gotten married. And that's where I'm like, but I'm also conflicted because I think them getting married in that last shot is one of the best shots of the whole movie. And like, it's such a good movie that like, I don't mind them hate, but I love to hate it.
I
didn't mind them getting like, I just needed
to be a justification for it.
Exactly.
Like, more
they just seemed like they got back together.
Yeah, but I also,
and the only thing I could see the difference was is like he was willing to like do shit for her that probably Pedro Pascal wouldn't like try. But even then, wouldn't have Pedro Pascal probably would have driven her back to that house.
He was no longer a short king. Okay.
Let me clarify. There was already a lot of justification for her to marry Chris Evans, but she's a shallow bitch, so she just didn't see it. And I didn't see any justification for like why she changed her mind. I mean, because
there's nothing that changed about him at all.
He was already a pretty good guy, pretty perfect guy to be with. I mean, like, she doesn't need him to support her or anything. She's got a high paying job. So that was never
first date was a bit weird when he was like,
because my thing is the only thing that I can think is the justification is she realized she didn't truly know Pedro Pascal, and she realizes that she truly knows Chris Evans.
Because she met him through her dating service and knew him prior.
Oh, I thought it was just because he was actually 6 foot tall.
I'm sure that helped.
Because she's that shallow that she went, wow, you're not really 6 foot tall. Fuck you.
Yeah, and she said, I love, Matt, you're 100% right. I love the way you put it. You're like, She says, that's not the way it is. Of course that's why it fucking is. It's because you're short now, because she's completely fucking shallow. Call her Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, because she's in the shallow.
And you can also see Dakota Johnson's asshole as well as Lady Gaga's. So, box checked.
Box
Fits
checked.
in my box.
But anyway, I'm just going to talk like this for the entire rest of the thing now, because this is how she delivers every single one of her goddamn lines in the movie.
Bro, like,
I will say this: I did have a beer and a Coke for the movie. Like I got a bottle of Coke and a tall beer for the movie.
Yeah.
In a pretty good way to go out. And then I had a group of 3 or 4 middle-aged white ladies who were also drinking wine, who were commenting during the whole movie, and I didn't mind it because like their comments were valid. Because like right when she like leaned down right before she saw his leg, I heard one of them go, "Oh, we got the surgery." Like it was like like a second before they revealed it.
That reminds me,
she
Matt.
called it coming, and I was like, "Oh shit."
Matt, do you remember seeing Magic in the Moonlight, and then we met that couple?
The couple in the front.
We lived this life, but this was not a good telling of it. And I was like, thank you, because this was not a good movie.
Right.
And I was like, okay.
That will always be one of my favorite stories is you two watching that movie and fucking hating it. And
then going to try to smoke for the first time in my life, and it didn't work.
It got so much worse. Like that whole day just got worse because like
I'm sure lining would be
we went and smoked. Nope, we didn't know how to back then. We were fucking morons.
Oh, how far
we literally had no idea how to do it.
We were too old for his dick to work for us, okay?
Yep.
But I am glad, as excited
we didn't get
as
Emma stoned.
I'm mad I didn't see this in theaters. I'm happy that I own it now, and I don't have my copy. It's in my living room. But like, I want to rewatch this movie. There is so much more that I can unpack with this movie, which is you can't say a lot about a lot of things, but I know that this movie has this. Well, you have my AAA 24 member account information now. So
I will say I as excited as I was.
This is my prized possession.
You have a Materialist poster? Fuck you.
Wow, that's fucking cool. So you just have all the Pedro shit in
It
your
literally
house.
should be right next to my 2, but I don't have it because theaters in Greensboro fucking suck and you got to steal posters from people to get good shit.
Yeah, I was so happy that I got all their faces together.
I do think
Pedro Pascal making the same face he makes in the Fantastic Four standing.
It is the
same face.
Oh my
Just
God.
know Pedro Pascal doesn't have the extra 6 inches in Fantastic Four, but he has it in this.
Well, one thing I just have to say to end my thing on it is, as excited as I was to have what was going to be a pretty fun discussion about the Odd Life of Timothy Green, I am excited you picked this because, for one thing, we've kind of talked about it, I feel like, a couple of times.
Oh, y'all have brought it up multiple times for me to watch.
And so I'm glad we finally got it on here.
It is a full circle moment.
I've been wanting Sam to see. I've been wanting to discuss it with him. And seriously, it's going to be, the next episode is going to be the 50th episode and also the 1-year special. In all that time, I have never seen Sam get so fired up before. So that was a lot of fun to see.
Genuinely, emotionally brought something out of me, and I just was not expecting it. And even though I actively fucking hated the people in it and their lives and the way they live them, this movie is so goddamn good. I haven't seen Past Lives. I really want to watch it now. Celine Song, fucking god,
it is great. Yeah,
you know how to fucking make a movie.
I still haven't seen Past Lives. I really want to see that. I've heard it's even better. So
I heard the shot of Chris Evans where they're looking at each other and you get the POV shots with the backgrounds all blurry and moving. That's a thing from Past Lives. So
what I loved was the that shot of them standing there outside of that banquet, you know, like when they first meet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Behind him is the garage, and behind her is the fucking jewelry shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is a brilliant fucking shot. Like her behind the jewelry shop and him behind the garage. I was like, this is great.
It upset me so much, but also like he brought nothing to the table that I like was into until he got so likable that I was like, I don't give a shit. You are the most genuine, most fucking awesome person in this movie, and you have the short end of the stick. You also are fucking have the short stick, and you're trying to stick it in things.
Okay.
And
Big question. Big question here. You think if Chris Evans was 5'7", he would have gotten her? Or you think she would have just went with Pedro Pascal?
she would have went with Pedro Pascal no matter
Yeah.
what.
So
Whoever the
so
tallest-
just to confirm, materialists, yeah, you can be materialist about things, but it's all about the height.
I, I do want to fucking laugh
Can we
about
just
this.
can we
Not that
confirm
it's
that's the
funny.
moral? You can't deny that it's
Other than Stuart, every woman that I follow on Letterboxd has said I would have chosen Pedro Pascal over Chris Evans, and I'm just like, oh
Shocking.
shit, all right.
well, that was you see Celine Song had a whole thing about that. She has an interviewer asked her about that, and she has a whole thing about how poor people are viewed.
Thank
And
you
I
for
was like, you
reminding
know
me.
what? That's so correct.
Which I think this
It's
will
all about
interest,
poor people, not
I
about
think
tall
this
and
will
short people.
interest y'all. When you click play on the AAA24 membership that has my copy of Materialist on it,
It says you must be 6'4" to enter.
no, but it starts off with the Celine Song commentary over the movie, and the first few words I heard were really interesting, and I think it would be wonderful to watch this movie with her commentary over it because
She seems very
I
thoughtful.
know
about
she has a
everything,
lot to say
so,
about it, and
yeah.
and then it cut me off, and I had to recast midway through when she sleeps with Pedro and then wakes up and then like leaves before he's like ready and is like it's weird. And she was like, "Oh yeah, we spent days trying to find a way to shape his body in that bed to make it so like it looks believable that she would just slip out and not change the structure of the frame." And I was like, "Damn, they put a lot of goddamn thought into this fucking movie."
Which is not. That's what. Again, there's something about the movie where that comes through. Like, despite the few minor gripes I had with it, like one of the things that really won me over was it did seem like a lot of thought was put into it on all fronts. You know, like they were really trying to make something, special here, and I think they succeeded for the most part. I think it is a great.
100%.
It's a fun, very great, thought-provoking, just deconstruction of the rom-com genre. And I really kind of hate that they felt that they had to trick people with the marketing because
That's
I get that
A24
that's
for you.
yeah, and I get that's what's
They're
gonna get
worried
me.
everyone won't like their movies, so they make it the most marketable thing possible, and that's not what any of their movies are when they market
No,
them.
they're not.
Ever.
And I get why they
So-
did it, but I just think that I just hate that people aren't more willing to embrace the deconstruction. They have to be sold on it's a traditional rom-com to go to the theater, but I enjoyed it a lot in spite of the few minor gripes I had with it. It's funny because I feel like my memory of the last like hour and 10 minutes is just us mostly screaming about how awful the characters are and just our gripes with it, but we all really liked it, so it's
Yes.
weird.
Well, I think the whole movie was meant to like inspire conversation. It wasn't meant to inspire like I agree.
Good point.
I don't think she wants that at all. I think she would be
And she
happier that we are
succeeded.
talking about it than
Because
actually
I
just
don't
be
think
like,
the three of us have ever
you know.
talked over each other as much as we just did. So I think that's a good thing. I think that means we really all had shit to say about it, and that's good because it is a movie that is meant to not be simple. It is complex.
We didn't
just
live
like
the odd life of Timothy Green. We lived the odd life of Celine Song.
Indeed. Timothy Green, you'll have to wait another day. Celine Song is up today.
It's kind of
Yep.
fitting. We should probably do Timothy Green mid-fall when all the leaves fall down and he can't smoke no fucking joint that he's supposed to be smoking off the leaves on his legs.
Timothy Green is a murderer, but we'll get into that later.
He fucking is. So
He's a fucking murderer,
you.
goddammit.
thank you for saying that because Jesus Christ, I have thoughts about that movie that I just couldn't bring forth, and thank you.
I can't wait. That's gonna be so fun.
He's a stone cold murderer, but we'll get to it on another day.
He killed
Who the
comments.
fuck does he think he is? The Jolly Green Giant?
Apparently.
No, but he loves his green beans.
I can't even remember who's hosting. Is it Sam?
It is
Sam.
me. I genuinely, I am so fucking happy this episode. mainly because the last minute change worried me, but I think the Materialist was our best conversation we had the whole episode.
Yeah.
And so I'm really happy about that. I hope everyone enjoyed their picks. Materialist comes on HBO Max October 12th. Fucking go check it out if you can. I don't know when this episode will release, but like just fucking check it out.
Are we 3 for 3, gents?
I am 3 for 3.
I'm 3 for 3.
Like,
I'm 3 for 3.
We're done.
Yeah, we're
like
done.
and subscribe. Enjoy the fucking episode. Enjoy next week's episode for
Comment
the
down below.
1 year anniversary special. Jesus
Guys.
goddamn Christ. I can't believe I didn't cause one of you two to kill yourselves because I almost killed myself over this podcast. So
I have to say something we have not addressed yet. I'm in a new place.
yes.
Oh yes, it's
You're
not a
in your
bathroom.
Sorry.
It's not a bathroom, despite what Sam said before we got on. We were sitting here having a conversation, and Sam deadass said, "Are you in your bathroom, Jackson?"
I'm sorry. I think your curtains are beautiful. I love your curtains. I genuinely thought you were in your bathroom when I first
late.
said
I love your curtain.
Too fucking
late.
late.